Hey everybody, we're all still stuck at home with Corona. Hope everyone's doing really well. I wanted to continue on with this sort of video series to see if we can't help you do well with your math, even though I can't be there with you in person. I miss you guys all a lot, and I hope things are going great. I hope to talk to each of you today, but feel free to call me if you get stuck. So today we're going to look at, oops, I'm getting better at this, really. Here we are. Box and whisker plots explained in 5 easy steps. So a box and whisker plot is really useful for displaying data really quickly. It's helpful because it can actually tell us a little bit about not just what the middle of the data is, but sort of how spread out it is. One reason you might care about that is, let's say you give a quiz in a class and you have some people who do really well and some people who do really poorly, and both of those are really okay, like it's all right. But if most people did about the middle, you probably were testing what you were looking for. If the scores are all over the place, now you might want to look at whether or not that was really testing what you wanted. Okay, so let's look at this. So what did they do here? So the definition of a box and whisker plot is it's a visual tool that's used to graphically display the median, lower and upper quartiles, and lower and upper extremes of a data set. So we've talked about median before. Remember, we find the median by putting all of the numbers in order and crossing them off until we get to the middle. So that's the median. So now we have to talk about lower and upper quartiles and lower and upper extremes. Box and whisker plots help you to see the variance of data and can be a very helpful tool. When they say variance, they mean how spread out is it? This guide to creating and understanding box and whisker plots will help provide a step-by-step tutorial along with a free box and whisker plot worksheet. Yeah, this is what happens when you have 2 days to prepare 3 weeks worth of take-home stuff. Okay, so how do we make these things? So let's say that this is our data set. Let me move my face out of the way. It's a weird thing to say. So here's our data. We have all of these points. Game 1, 10 points. Game 2, 17 points, so on and so forth. Clearly they had some good games and some not so great games. So step 1, put them all in order, least to greatest. We haven't organized these yet, so we would have to in order to get this data done. In fact, here they are in order. Now we're going to identify the upper and lower extremes. Extremes are something we're probably used to. It's the most extreme value. It's the one that's the furthest out. So the highest and lowest. In this case, our lowest extreme is 5, and our highest extreme, our upper extreme, is 32. Now, when we look for the median, we're looking for the middle number. So as we cross off the median, we will go 1, oops, can you see me? Here's my mouse, there it is. 5, 32, 10, 20, 16, 18, 17 is the median. Now quartiles, what does quartile mean? Basically, you're going to find the median of the upper half of the data and the median of the lower half of the data, and those are the quartiles. Quart, by the way, is the word, it comes from the root word for. You've probably heard of quarter of an hour or quarters. Same root word. Same root word, by the way, is quarts if you like to do things like canning, which you never know right now. So now that we've split it into the upper region and the lower region, sort of crossing out the median in the middle, we'll find the median of that. So on this one, for the upper, 1832, we find 20 in the middle. On the lower, cross off 5 and 16, and we find 10 in the middle. Now that we have all of our data points, now we're going to just get to construct this. So you put these over a number line so that it'll look more or less like a number line. And now we'll start plotting points at the upper and lower extremes. So here I would want to add 30, I would want to add, my upper extreme is 32, so I would put it right about here. My lower extreme is 5, so I'd put it here. My median is here, upper quartile and lower quartile. When we actually graph this, we see these points. And now we actually do the box and whisker plot. Really what we're trying to say is most of the data is in the box, and then we spread out to the whiskers. So now that we've done that, we've put a rectangle through the upper quartile and the lower quartile with a sort of line through the center of the box that shows where the median is. And then we have whiskers out to the side, so it ends up looking, oh, that's split over that one. Ah, there we go. Wait. There, like that. It ends up looking like that. So what we have is the median, the upper and lower quartile, and the upper and lower extreme. So the interesting thing when you look at this data is to start looking at this and say, wait, well, it's interesting that there's more of a bunching of data here. and more of a spread out here, but we have extremes. So this is clearly data that has some extremes in it that can really influence a data set. Ta-da! And now I want you guys to turn over to your worksheet and give those a try. Hopefully this will give you a hand, but if you do need any help, give me a call. I am at 427-4716. Thanks. Bye.